In this video, we're going to go over the 10 most important questions your converter should be asking you. When working with a new converter, there can be a lot of questions right out of the gate. We have found that these 10 questions speed up the communication between you and your converter while getting the product made. Knowing your application will ultimately help us design the part for both your process and for manufacturability. We'll take in considerations like how you're applying it, how does the part work after it's been applied, everything in between there from when we create it to when it's in its final use to make the best part for you. Knowing how you will apply the part will help us make determinations in the design phase that will speed up your process. For example, if it's being automated, we'll want to make sure that the tolerances are very tight and it's very repeatable. If it's being hand applied, we might try adding tabs or other features that will speed up the process of applying and save you money in the long run. Knowing your substrate is important because ultimately it determines adhesive selection. Some substrates are what we call high surface energy, and some are low surface energy, and there's a range in between. The adhesives that we select need to be appropriate for that particular substrate. That information is critical to selecting the right product to make sure that it works as it's intended. If you've already selected an adhesive, we want to know why you selected that particular one. There may be features that you liked or disliked, and you might have tested other ones, but we may have access to other products that would better fit your particular application. We have access to thousands and thousands of products, and the one you selected may not ultimately be the best for your application. The tolerances are critical because they can ultimately determine the method that needs to be used to make it. For example, supercritical tolerances may have to be on a laser rather than rotary die cutting. A lot of the times we will get tolerances that are essentially title block tolerances. Your converter should be able to help you determine what is a functional tolerance, and that way we can make the most efficient part possible. Knowing where you are in your product development phase will help us align with our timeline to make sure that we're adequately meeting your needs. For example, if you're in the sampling stage, we know we might have a little bit more time before we get to validation and product launch. And we'll plan accordingly so that that phase is a little bit longer. However, if you're already getting into production, we know we need to speed up our timeline faster. Ultimately, we need to match our timeline with your timeline. The projected quantities are important because we want to make sure that what we're designing now can scale with you in the future. So if you plan on going to millions of products, we're going to want to make a process that can handle millions of products in a reasonable time frame. However, if you're just going to do 100 products, we're going to design a process that's very different than what that million of products would be. Your converter should be able to scale with you. In the sampling stage, we should provide handfuls of parts so you can test the right material and make sure the design is correct. As we get to prototyping and validation, we have smaller trial runs to make sure that the part is manufactured to your specific needs. And then as we scale, we have full-scale production, inventory management, burn rate, all of those type of things to make sure that you don't run out of parts and have a line down situation. If you're open to new ideas, we're going to use our 30+ years of experience to make sure that we're designing this part right for your application. We're going to ask you about what you did and didn't like about materials. What went into these design considerations? How do you want to apply it in the very distant future so that everything we do is designed for manufacturability and ultimately making it more efficient for you? Ultimately, your converter should want to know everything about your process because our part isn't just a die cut tape. It's doing a lot of other functions like bonding, EMI shielding, RFI shielding, thermal management. All of those things can be accomplished with our part, but we need to know how it is operating in your product and in your process, ultimately making a better part, which makes it a valuable addition to your team. Knowing your quality standards allows us to design a custom quality program determined by your part. Does it need to be ISO 7 clean room? Does it need to meet general clean manufacturing processes? Does it need 100% part inspection? Whatever it is, we're going to design a quality program that meets your needs. If you're thinking about reaching out to a flexible material converter, you likely have other questions. Feel free to go to our website and check out our Learning Center, or reach out to us directly. Thanks for watching.